Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hannahcast, your one-stop shop for, movie news, movie discussions, or really just anything in general, including some hilarious jokes. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Yeah, I have like a little soundboard now where I can do some sounds, and I'm just obsessed with this one. Now that's what I call content. But yeah, uh, I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I did like get a new computer. Like a few weeks ago. Uh, it's like currently it supports Windows 11, and man, ever since I got this new computer, I have like so many things. So I've been able to update so many things, including Filmora. Which, granted, the reason why I haven't been doing any videos, like full-on videos, other than streams or anything that's not using OBS. Like the reason why I haven't really been doing anything that wasn't using OBS is mainly because, how do I describe it? Like Filmora would like constantly crash on the computer I was using, and it was insufferable, and I just didn't want to do that. I always hated editing on that thing. And I didn't even realize that Filmora was out of date at that point, because now I got like this, this new computer, and as you can see, I actually have an audio visualizer, which I've always wanted to have for the Hannahcast. You would not believe how long I have wanted an audio visualizer, like to have like the little sound waves go bloop 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 whenever I talk. And you're seeing it right now. It just makes the podcast look so much better, and honestly, ever since getting this new computer, this has been motivating me to do more videos. I'm serious. I love this format. I can just chill out, and I can just talk about some things. It's just always great. I love it so much. But yeah, guys, like I said, how are you guys doing today? I mean, granted, this isn't live, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. But I'm gonna be talking about a few things today. This is good. I don't think this is gonna go on for an hour. I think I might start doing more Hannahcasts, but they'll be shorter. Some Hannahcasts can be like over an hour long and whatnot, but I just kind of want this to be like a again, just chilling out and just talking about things on my mind. For example, this morning I just watched Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the new Disney Plus original movie. And weirdly, here's the funny thing. Like when the trailer for this movie came out, people were either very mixed on it or just generally didn't like it. But I thought this movie actually had really good promise. Because, like, for one, this is being directed by one of the Lonely Island guys, and I love the Lonely Island, and this is starring Andy Samberg. I mean, granted, the star, I feel like, doesn't really make the movie, but again, like, one of the directors is another member of the Lonely Island. So I was like, okay, if this guy's directing a Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers movie, that means the Lonely Island must have something really like special for this. Now, I will say, just for full context, I have never watched the original Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers series. I have never watched that in my life. Like, how do I describe? Like, I don't know. It was way before my time. Apologies. I just had to yawn. I just have you know me. I have this weird yawning thing. But, yeah, I've never seen Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the series, and so I was kind of going into this movie blind, but at the same time, this movie kind of knew that most of the people watching this movie have never ever seen Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, and so what is this movie about? Well, it's about, you know, I guess Chippendale Rescue Rangers was a TV show in this one universe where it's sort of like the Roger Rabbit universe, but I'll get to the comparisons between this and Roger Rabbit here in a bit. Basically, a case comes up where, cartoon characters are getting kidnapped, and Chip and Dale have to solve the case. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because, oh my god, this movie is insane. Like, I'm telling you, it really, really is insane. Like it's pretty much exactly what you would think the Lonely Island direct. Oops, sorry. It's exactly what you think the Lonely Island directing a Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie would be like. It's really kooky. One thing I will say about it is that, first off, I might as well just give my basic thoughts on it. I really liked it. I really like this Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie. It is just as kind of crazy as I hoped it would be. It's not perfect, but again, maybe I might as well start with the negatives. For as kooky and crazy as this movie is, there are moments where it tries to, have drama, and I don't think it quite works in that regard. Like, when it tries to be serious. Because you see how crazy this movie is, and granted, some projects can balance, crazy insanity and serious moments. I don't think this one did that well. That being said, I really like everything else about this movie. Like, when this movie, remember when I said that, this is sort of like a Roger Rabbit universe? Well, the best way I can I've seen people online saying, "Oh man, this is like the Roger Rabbit of this generation." It's like, and I'm just like, I wouldn't even necessarily say that. I would say this is the anti Roger Rabbit, because while Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it was all about celebrating, the best, most beloved cartoon characters of that era. This movie, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, is all about bringing together the worst and or most made fun of cartoon characters of all time. There's one that sadly I got spoiled, but I'm pretty sure you know who it is by now. Although I'm not going to say it. All I would say is that there is a character that actually makes an appearance in this movie that was a big thing. Let's just say, caused a lot of controversy when the trailer came out, and I was just, or not this trailer, but the trailer for another TV show or movie. And when I saw this character, I was like, no fucking way. They actually brought this character in, and it is just as funny as it sounds, and they take every advantage in making fun of this character. But that's not all. And I'll be listing some characters that, were in the trailers. You have the Cats from the movie Cats. You have this character played by Seth Rogen, who's like a Robert Zemeckis, he's like a Robert Zemeckis motion capture character, where he's really photo detailed, he's really detailed, but his eyes are so dead, and there's nothing going on in his eyes, and it's real. And they make a joke about that. Hell, not only do they make a joke about that, there's literally he comes across the Seth Rogen Pumbaa from the Lion King remake, and Pumbaa goes, "Wait, man, you are really dead-eyed," and my god, and that joke gets even crazier the more it goes on, because they didn't show you the rest of it in the trailer, but in the movie, when you see the entirety of that joke, I was like, oh no. And again, it was it's so funny, it really really is funny. There's even some adult animated characters that, again, I never thought would ever be approved of for a Disney movie like this. And there are characters that don't even belong to Disney, because like I said, the cats from the movie Cats, and it's just like, I want to say it's pretty impressive they were able to get these characters, but at the same time, maybe the studios just really do not like those characters. It's like, I mean, if you want to use them, you can, sure. And it really does work. Like I said, it is the anti Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It is bringing together the most made fun of animated characters ever, and it really is funny. And there's also a lot of different art styles too. Like you have, photoreal CGI characters. You have CGI characters that, that are have a particular kind of style to them, like the Robert Zemeckis animated character. You have there were people, criticizing the fact that one of the chipmunks, I don't know if it's Chip or Dale, I don't know the characters, but I think he's the guy in the Hawaiian shirt. He's the guy he's the chipmunk in the Hawaiian shirt. The one who, no, not the Hawaiian shirt one, the one in the Indiana Jones outfit. He's not really hand drawn animated. He is CGI, but with some 2D elements over him to make him appear as if he were 2D. I've seen some criticisms over that, and granted, there are parts where I'm like, I think it would have been better if it was hand drawn animated, but I get why, because this is one of the main characters who has to do a lot of interaction, and it would be way harder to hand-drawn animate him. So I get it, but there are a lot of legitimate hand-drawn animated characters in this movie. There are a lot of them, actually. They don't have a whole lot of screen time, but they are there, and again, it shows that the Lonely Island really was trying their best to make this as authentic as possible. But again, you also have the stop motion, Gumby character. He's like a police officer. I mean, he's not really Gumby, but he looks like Gumby. Although, I don't know if he's actually stop motion animated, or if he's or if he's like the characters in the Lego movie where he's CGI, but they make him look like he's stop motion animated, because not only did they give him a lower frame rate like stop motion, but you even see his body very slightly sort of jitter around even when he's staying still and talking, almost as if you could see fingerprints on him move around, almost as if someone had to actually come in there and reposition him, touching him, and you get those little stop motion, that little claymation artifacts. If he is, stop motion animated, that's cool. I don't know how you would do that though, because I feel like it would be easier to do this in CGI, especially when he interacts with real people, and you see how he interacts with real people. But at the same time, if he's not stop motion animated and he is CGI, but he's just made to look like he's stop motion animated, that's still really impressive, because all that little attention to detail, that's something that the audience is never going to think about, but it just sells it more. And again, the fact that I'm questioning whether or not that it's stop motion or I mean, if it's claymation or if, it's CGI, that just says a lot about, the quality of that character. And then, I think it's the chipmunk with the one who's made to look like he's 2D animated. He has a pet dog, but the weird thing is that the dog looks so real, but the dog can't be real, because the dog is so precise with, where it's looking and what it's supposed to do. But so to where it's you can't train a dog to do that. It would have to be a CGI dog, but the dog is so strangely realistic. Like, they did not need to go that realistic for this dog, but damn it, they really nailed it. Like, they nailed it. And it's they're all that stuff is like all over Chippendale Rescue Rangers. And it's just it is really, really impressive. I really like that. I can't wait to see, like, visual effects breakdowns of Chippendale Rescue Rangers, because like how do I describe it? It's visually, it is, again, very, very impressive. So yeah. I and again, like I said, it's really good. I really liked this movie. What else did I write about it? Um, yeah, I think I said everything I needed to say about Chippendale Rescue Rangers. But looking around, oh wow, there's actually some new material for the Baymax series. It's coming out in June 29th on Disney Plus. I'm looking forward to this Baymax series, although it's apparently going to be like a very short form series, like maybe a couple minutes long each, which I am a little bit sad, because I feel like I you know we don't really get a lot of how do I describe it? We don't really get a lot of, we don't really get a lot of, like, big, CGI animated series. Um and yeah, probably the biggest one we had was Monsters at Work, which I'm still wondering if we're going to get a season 2. We haven't really gotten I don't think we've gotten any announcements for season 2 yet. If we have, I might have forgotten about it, but I don't know. But I do hope we get a season 2 of Monsters at Work, because Monsters at Work was really good. It was certainly a better follow up to Monsters Inc. than Monsters University. God, I'm looking at that one cameo appearance now from Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and I'm still shocked that actually made it there. I love it so much. But yeah, wait, is this, how much trending is that thing? Oh my god, this character is literally at like number 8 on trending on Twitter. People are loving this. So yeah. Let me look around online and see. Let me see, what else there is on Twitter. It's National Streaming Day? Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so oh my god. Yeah, if it's National Streaming Day, that means we're going to get a lot of, we're going to get a lot of, we're going to get a lot of announcements for a bunch of stuff. That's probably why we got the whole Baymax thing. Like the new Baymax announcement. And also, did you hear that they're going to be bringing back they're going to be coming back with Daredevil. Like, they're going to do like a Daredevil series, like a new Daredevil series for Disney Plus. Now, I don't think this is going to be. I don't think this Daredevil Disney Plus series is going to be connected to the. How do I describe it? I don't think it's going to be connected to the Netflix show. I think it's going to be the same actor, Charlie Cox, but I don't think it's going to be the same. I don't think it's going to be the same character per se. Sort of like how. I mean, okay, I'm going to say that everyone already knows he was in this, but Spider-Man: No Way Home. Like when he, actually, wait, yeah, actually, I don't even need to look for like J.K. Simmons appearing as J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man: Far From Home and Spider-Man: No Way Home. Like it. It's still J.K. Simmons, but it's not the exact same J. Jonah Jameson. They just didn't want to recast him, and I think they're probably going to do the same thing with Daredevil. I mean, because yeah, I think they're going to do the same thing with Daredevil. It's the same actor, Charlie Cox, but it is a different version of the character. And supposedly, he might be appearing in She-Hulk. Actually, I think I know he's appearing in She-Hulk. But one thing I will also say, speaking of She-Hulk, they showed there was a trailer for She-Hulk a few days ago. I mean, once again, I liked it. It was Marvel. I mean, granted, I think the funnier thing than just the She-Hulk trailer was the internet's response to She-Hulk, because the internet was like, the reactions to She-Hulk were one of two things. One was that CGI. I hope it gets finished by the time the show's released. I'm hoping so too. It's really just her face and her hair. That's what's kind of throwing me off. Like, her body, everything else looks great. She just kind of gives me, well, ironically enough, the Robert Zemeckis animated character vibes from that Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie. And the other side of it is obviously the Dommy Mommy crowd, like OMG Squish Me Mommy or something like that, where it's like sort of like how everyone was talking about Lady Dimitrescu last year with Resident Evil Village, which I want to know what Markiplier's thoughts are on She-Hulk and see if he appreciates the power. Appreciates the power. Thank you, Obi Hero Week. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah. But yeah, I really need to utilize this more. Also, I need to get a Stream Deck. That's one thing I want to try to get. I want to try to get a Stream Deck. I'll have to figure out, when would be a good time, money wise. But I think, because once I get a Stream Deck, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to hit record, play some sound effects, change cameras or whatnot. I mean, granted, I'm not using a camera right now, but still, I want to try and get one of those. Like I said, I'm currently going through Twitter to see. I'm currently, going through Twitter to see if there's going to be, to see if there's any new announcements. Let me let me look around on YouTube to see what kind of news there is. Let's see. Let's see. Still kind of looking through. Oh yeah, I forgot. Obi-Wan Kenobi premieres this week. Oh no, next week. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit conflicted on this. I'm a little bit conflicted on this Obi-Wan Kenobi series, because on one hand, I mean, I've always wanted to see like an Obi-Wan Kenobi thing with Ewan McGregor, because even though I'm I kind of differ from my generation where I'm not really a fan of the prequels. I mean, I like Revenge of the Sith. But for me, I thought Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones were some of the worst Star Wars movies ever made. Those, like, the only Star Wars movie I thought was worse than those two was that god awful Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated movie. Like, that one is, I just hate that one. But yeah, I don't like Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. But Um, but one thing I will say I did really like was Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, especially around Revenge of the Sith. I thought he was perfect casting. But how do I describe it? Like, so yeah, but like when they announced that they were going to be doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi series, I was like, oh hell yeah, I cannot wait for this. But I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that Anakin Skywalker, or like that Darth Vader was gonna come back for this series, uh, I I paused and I was like, what? Huh? And because like it's and the funny thing is, it's actually not against Hayden Christensen. Because like honestly, I want to see him, have redemption as Darth Vader. Like I want to see his redemption as the character. However, and I do not care how much the prequelists try to, move things around. It would not make sense for Darth Vader and Obi-Wan to meet up at any point between the Battle of Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith and their meeting in uh, in Star Wars: A New Hope. Like that's that like I still keep holding on to this hope that hey, maybe they aren't trying, like maybe they're not actually going to retcon it. Maybe they're just going to maybe they're just going to show flashbacks or something like that, or maybe like nightmares. I'm hoping that's the case, but I like everything from what I've been, or at least everything, like all the clues are pointing to the idea that these two are going to physically meet and fight each other, and that concerns me. And the reason why that concerns me is that because I've seen some people say, because when in Star Wars: A New Hope, it was clear what it was clear what Obi-Wan Kenobi meant. No, it was clear what Darth Vader meant when he said, "Last time we met, I was but the learner, but now I am the master." It's like that was the intent. Like the intent of that line when George Lucas was doing Star Wars was they had not met since the Battle of Mustafar. I mean, especially once you got to Revenge of the Sith. Like Revenge of the Sith, that kind of showed what Darth Vader meant. And if they were to meet up at any point between that fight in Revenge of the Sith and their fight in A New Hope, that would be a retcon. I do not care what anyone says, that would be a retcon. Like, and granted, there are some people who know that it's a retcon and don't care if it's a retcon, they just want to see it because it's cool. I'm sorry, but I just can't, for me, I can't accept it, like, because I can't accept it as just, oh, it'd be cool, because it doesn't really mean anything now. Because it doesn't really, if Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi does not serve narrative purpose, then there is no point to this. There's no point to it. And, that's what I kind of fear. I really, because we saw what happened when, Star Wars gave too much into fan service in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, where, oh look, you had that Reylo kiss, because people have been because a segment of the fans wanted that. Oh look, Chewbacca finally got that medal, or hey, Maz Kanata is now a practical effect, and she looks extremely robotic. And it's like all this fan service, and none of it served the story. And it was just empty calories. It was meaningless. Whereas, you look at something like, again, Spider-Man No Way Home, and I don't even think this is a spoiler anymore because, that everyone knows this at this point, but Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, that did serve narrative purpose. It served narrative purpose because, well, for one, they ripped open the multiverse, and nothing really said in those movies that there wasn't a multiverse. And even then, the multiverse is already is already in the MCU is already established to be like a concept that people know frighteningly little about. And so when Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield came in No Way Home, again, it made narrative sense, and they also helped develop the character of Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Man, through their experiences. But Darth Vader and Obi-Wan meeting, I'm worried that that this is just going to continue the whole trend of Star Wars of just doing fan service for the sake of fan service. Now, granted, I think The Mandalorian did that well. The Mandalorian, I thought, did fan service well with the whole Boba Fett thing and the Luke Skywalker thing. Like, yeah, that was great. But again, Rise of Skywalker, and I'm worried that Obi-Wan Kenobi might fall into that same trap. And like I said, let's not beat around the bush here. If Darth Vader and Obi-Wan were to meet again, that would be a retcon. You can choose to not care about the retcon, that is fine. But you cannot deny that as a retcon, that would be a retcon. And if you don't care, alright, fine. That's your yeah. But for me, I really just fear the idea of just going into fan service without narrative purpose. That's what I am worried about. Granted, I kind of wish maybe I recorded this a little bit later so that I can include, a bunch of the, including a bunch of the upcoming Disney Plus news. I mean, hell, I might save this podcast, I'll probably record the second half of this later, and I'll just put it all together as one video. So, yeah, guys, we will be back in a bit. Hey, I'm back, and I do have some more things to talk about. One thing I will say, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, let's talk more about some of the Disney Plus stuff. Not any major announcements, but probably the most notable thing is that quite a few, I wouldn't say adult shows, but shows that aren't really geared for kids are making their way to Disney Plus. Like, for example, some show called Alias is on Disney Plus right now. Which, granted, I've never seen Alias. I've heard it's like some sort of thriller show, like a crime show, I think. But that's fascinating. And apparently, Glee is coming to Hulu and Disney Plus on June 1st, which, granted, I've never seen Glee. But you know what? There's I think once again this kind of proves that Hulu is done for. I mean, why? I mean, now granted, they're putting Glee on Hulu, but they kind of, I think the goal is that, I don't like how. I don't know how I describe it, but I think with putting these kind of more adult leaning shows onto Disney Plus, I think this once again proves that Hulu will be absorbed into Disney Plus in the coming years. Because, like I said, I think Comcast and Disney have an agreement with hold on, Disney, Comcast, Hulu. Yeah. Yeah, because like Hulu and Disney have like this. Yeah, Hulu and Disney have like own stakes in Hulu. Now, granted, um, I think Disney has the controlling interest. Now, basically, the way this came down is that uh, but how would I describe it? Like when Disney bought 20th Century Fox, which is now 20th Century Studios, they also acquired a bunch of things that the 20th Century Fox had some control of, including stakes in Hulu. Now, Disney had some stakes in Hulu as well, but when Disney bought 20th Century Fox, they also got Fox's stake in Hulu, which, when you did the math, it actually came down to like Disney now has a controlling interest in Hulu. Like they pretty much now own Hulu. Now, like I said, Comcast, which is the company that owns NBC, Universal, DreamWorks, all that stuff. Comcast still has a 33% share in it. They have a third. They have a third share in it. But the thing is, but how do I describe it? It's like ah, like Comcast has a third, one third share of Hulu, but apparently by 2024, Comcast will sell its no, yeah, will sell its shares of Hulu to Disney. But yeah, so Disney, and apparently this has to happen by 2024, and like it's not an issue of oh, will Comcast sell its shares of Hulu to Disney? No, it will happen. I think it's going to happen at some point by late 2024. That's what all the reports are saying. But once Disney has a full stake in Hulu, I guarantee you, Disney is going to quickly axe off Hulu, and either they're going to axe off Hulu or they're going to completely change it from what it is right now and basically move all of the exclusive Hulu content and all the R-rated stuff, a lot of the R-rated stuff, all onto Disney Plus. This is something I've been saying for a long time, and it's only been more confirmed because with the Netflix Marvel shows coming onto Disney Plus. Like now you have Daredevil, you have Jessica Jones on there, you have Luke Cage on there, The Defenders, Punisher, Iron Fist. I'm not exactly sure what else is there that I may have missed. I might be missing something, but I don't know. But however, I've been saying that if Disney is going to put more R-rated content onto Disney Plus, then what use is there of Hulu, really? Now, I don't know if Disney's going to keep Hulu as like a live TV service. I don't know, but the streaming part of Hulu, I guarantee you that like Disney is going to cut that shit off quick once Comcast sells its shares of Hulu to Disney. So, yeah. And I'm trying to think of what else there. Oh, and I just remembered, like, because Disney's going to be live airing, I think, Dancing with the Stars, like the newest season upcoming up. Now, granted, I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, so I don't personally have any benefit from this, but the prospect of this we have benefit for, because now Disney Plus is getting into the game of live airing live program of either live streaming channel programming or just live programming in general. Now, because if you remember, Disney Plus also live streamed the Oscar nominations announcement. Now, I actually assumed that that they would, live stream the Oscars on Disney Plus, which they should have. But the one thing I could maybe assume is maybe that was the plan, but they didn't have enough resources or something. I don't know, but that's just a theory. I don't have anything. That's not me confirming it, but I think it would have been a wise choice to air the Oscars on Disney Plus. But I don't know how all that works. Excuse me. But yeah, I do believe Hulu is going to be on its last legs, and really think about it. It is 2022 now. Like in a little over 2 years from now, we're going to see the death of, or at least the start of the death of Hulu. I mean, even though technically you could argue we're already starting to see that, but like I said, once Comcast shares its shares of Hulu to Disney, Hulu is just going to straight up go. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah. Let me look at what else is going around. I'm kind of right now looking around on Twitter to see what was up. I remember, I think there was another thing I was going to talk about. Well, let me again, forgive me. I am just kind of looking around. Trying to think. I'm still looking around. Actually, maybe I could go on to what's going on right now in YouTube. Wait, did I talk about the She-Hulk trailer? I'm not sure if I talked about the She-Hulk trailer. I don't know. If I didn't, well then I'm kind of dumb. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about Creator Clash. Now, if you guys don't know, Creator Clash was like this. It was like this charity event that I honestly like. It was this charity event where a bunch of YouTubers boxed each other, and it wasn't like a joke or anything like that. These YouTubers legitimately trained and legitimately boxed each other in it was a real boxing arena. And these were some pretty big YouTubers. Like, you have like the Odd Ones Out, you have Epic Mealtime, you have Aaron Hansen of the Game Grumps, you have Matt and Ryan from Super Mega, you had the YouTuber Dad, you had iDubbbz, you had Dr. Mike. This was like, there were a lot of big YouTubers, and honestly, I kind of regret not getting a ticket, like a virtual ticket, to watch the live stream, because from the clips I've seen online, it looked incredible. Like, it would, like, one of the things I definitely well, for one, I should say, most of my favorite YouTubers that were fighting, Aaron Hansen, like Super Mega, they lost. Like, they lost pretty badly. I mean, none of them lost as badly as Matt Watson, because he fought the YouTuber Dad, and oh my god, Dad knocked out Matt Watson in like 20 seconds. Like, it was that insane. Like, he, like, cause like, I kind of thought maybe Matt Watson had an advantage because Dad is like 41 years old and Matt Watson's like 26 or something. So, I was thinking, maybe, Matt Watson wouldn't really do much damage to. I was thinking, Matt Watson has the youthful advantage over Dad. Yeah, no, Dad came in swinging. He obliterated Matt Watson in like I said in 20 seconds. Uh, it was insane. Ryan McGee, I forget who he boxed, but he lost, but he lasted way longer than Matt Watson. And Aaron Hansen lost. Aaron Hansen fought Epic Mealtime, which granted, I don't know why he did that, because, hold on. I don't know why Aaron Hansen decided to fight Epic Mealtime, because Epic Mealtime is gigantic. Even compared to Aaron Hansen, he's gigantic. Now, granted, I think he said, he wanted a challenge, but, uh, even Aaron Hansen kind of said, in hindsight, if I had, because, I think it came down to, he was being asked, because, Epic Mealtime was beating Aaron pretty badly, but, uh, at one point, when one of the rounds was over, I guess Aaron was asked, "Do you need a 15-second break?" It's like, yeah, if I got 15 seconds, I can do that. But I guess that was like a call. Like, okay, I don't think he can handle it anymore. And Aaron Hansen Aaron said that if he hadn't done that, and the match wasn't called off, or at least if the winner wasn't called at that point, which it was, but he said if the winner wasn't called at that point, Aaron said he probably could have suffered a lot of brain damage. But it's just insane. It really is insane. But it looked so cool. And one of the things I loved about this was that throughout all this boxing, these blood, sweat, and tears, there was nothing but respect that all these YouTubers had with one another. Now, and granted, I'm not a sports guy, but I do know about some sports people, like how Jake Paul's a piece of shit, how Conor McGregor is a piece of shit, how a lot of people are pieces of shit to each other. But with Creator Clash, it really felt like everyone had this great respect for one another. And hell, I think when the odd one, I think it was the odd ones out when he was fighting. I don't know if it was when he was fighting someone or if it was Ryan McGee, but I mean, they didn't fight each other obviously, but I don't know. But I remember seeing this one this one round where I remember seeing this one round, where these two YouTubers were boxing, and one of them was clearly getting the upper hand of the other one, but the one who had the upper hand, was motioning to them, where you could clearly tell they were going, "You're okay? Are you okay? Can you handle? Are you okay?" And the other two YouTubers were like, "Yeah, yeah." And it's again, this great respect for one another that I loved. It was so sportsmanlike. It was it was in a weird way wholesome. But yeah, and also the big fight of the night was iDubbbz versus Dr. Mike. And look, I think iDubbbz was the one to set all this up, set up Creator Clash, and it was his idea. But the moment I saw Dr. Mike walk out, walk into the arena, I was like, oh no, iDubbbz has no chance. Dr. Mike is fucking huge. He has so much more muscle than iDubbbz. And look, iDubbbz was, I should also say this about these YouTubers, they could all kick my ass. They could all kick my ass in a fight. But looking at iDubbbz compared to Dr. Mike, iDubbbz again stood no chance. Dr. Mike was a fucking monster. He was he was. I mean, I don't want to say he was completely unstoppable, because I'd probably say out of the ones I saw, Dad versus Matt Watson, like Dad was unstoppable. Like he was a fucking rage tiger. But Dr. Mike didn't seem to be like he had a clear advantage over iDubbbz. But again, it was so thrilling, and I really hope if they do this again next year, I am absolutely watching this. And I'm wondering, would if Markiplier, granted, you know how I've been talking about Markiplier a lot, but I'm wondering, if I hope Markiplier gets involved in this, and this sounds like something he'd probably do. I don't know, I can't speak for him, but I will say, whoever, like, I would not, I would not, I don't envy whoever has to, fight, whoever would fight Markiplier, because Markiplier is, like, here's the thing about Markiplier. He's already, like, naturally muscular, because, like, he has this, like, genetic thing that causes his muscles to be, that causes him to be more naturally bulky. Imagine if he actually trained for a fight. He, like I saw someone online, say, he should fight, current gameplays. I'm like, no! Absolutely, like Mark would kill Ethan in a fight. It's like, and that's not me calling Ethan weak or anything. I'm pretty sure Ethan could beat me in a fight. But Mark is a fucking rock. He is a rock. There is nothing that would stop him. But yeah, like I said, like I really wish I would have watched Creator Clash. I hope it'll be available to watch somewhere else. I don't know, but my God, it looked like a ton of fun. To watch, it looked like it was a ton of fun, and again, just respect all around throughout all those YouTubers. It was just, it's really heartwarming in a way. But, like, I'm trying to think, like, what else? Let me... look around. I'm still looking around for any of those Disney Plus. Yeah, like those Disney, like any more Disney Plus announcements. Well, I guess there is this one. Like apparently, there's gonna be this Disney Plus original series from National Geographic called America the Beautiful, which is a nature documentary on, I guess, American animals, and it's being narrated by Michael B. Jordan. So if you're, if you like that stuff, you're gonna like, yeah, you might be interested in this. I'm still kind of looking around. Oh, also, I also found this out earlier today too. Well, not today. I think it was like a couple days ago. But like, because like if you remember, they released Turning Red, the new Pixar movie on Disney Plus. Like they just released that straight to Disney Plus, and I was wondering, is this going to qualify for the Oscars? Because if it's going straight to Disney Plus, then but apparently it did have a little bit of a theatrical, because like the Oscars this year, or technically next year, but this qualifies for the movies of this year. For next year's Oscars, movies this year have to play exclusively in theaters before they go onto streaming. Because like for the last couple of years, you could do streaming and streaming. Like they did accept streaming movies, but since the box office looks to be stable again, the Oscars are going back to the strictly theatrical release first. I think it has to be like a 1 week release in theaters, in like a 1 week release in a theater in Los Angeles. I think I could be wrong about that, but yeah, which honestly I think is a good thing, because I feel like, like I said, what was it? Like, movies do belong on the big screen, and I feel, and like it's one thing if a movie goes straight to streaming, but a movie that actually goes into theaters first, like it says it says something about the confidence in the film, which is kind of why I feel like the Razzies should not have, like, or should have probably been canceled for the last couple of years, because I to accept bad streaming movies, I think is a, like, for the Razzies, I think is a big mistake, because, you know, like, most movies on streaming are bad. And what I mean by that is, like, cuz like you can literally dump anything shitty on Netflix or something, or you can dump any shitty movie on streaming. And there's just too many to count. Like, there are literally too many to account for. So I feel like, so yeah, I think it was a mistake to include streaming movies with the Razzies, because I mean they were clearly, I mean, granted, the Razzies already only picked like the most popular negatively reviewed movies of a certain year, and because like I will still never get over how Batman v Superman, like, even if you don't like Batman v Superman, I would dare anyone to tell me, because Batman v Superman got nominated for a bunch of Razzies, including Worst Picture, yet for some reason Norman the North did not even get considered. I would dare anyone to tell me what they thought about Batman v Superman, like if they could find anything in Norman the North that was better than Batman v Superman. Like, I would be delighted to hear that, because like there's no way you're ever, because like again, I can understand why someone wouldn't like Batman v Superman, but worse than Norman the North? No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. But yeah. One all like also like what like what else do I have in mind? Also, wait, I don't think I told you guys about the wait. It might be too late to talk about the Batman. It might be, yeah, it might be too late to talk about the Batman. So, yeah. Also, you know what? Yeah. I was about to say something involving, beating, about this tweet I saw about someone beating an orangutan in a fight. I don't know, but I think I might try to save that for like an actual, like, and maybe like an actual video in the future. But yeah, guys, I think this might be it for now. I think this might be it for now. For this installment of the Hannahcast. I know, I'm sorry, I know, but it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. We gotta end it at some point. And so, yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Hannahcast. Tell me, do you like this style? Like, I will try to think of, make future episodes a little bit more streamlined, with a little bit more kind of, what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, this is really mainly an experiment to see, this style of doing a podcast, because again, I love the fact that I can have like little audio visualizers. I think that is so cool. And so yeah, guys, I guess I don't really have much to say anymore, but yeah, guys, click that subscribe button, click that like button, hit the bell button if you want to be notified from future videos, and I'll see you on the next installment of the Hannahcast. Bye.